First, Congress tried to remove him from office.
Article 2 is adopted.
Second, the CIA tried to silence him.
Twitter permanently banning the commander-in-chief's personal account with 88 million followers.
Third, the Department of Justice tried to imprison him.
Conviction is a first. The clean sweep, guilty on all 34 counts.
And now they have tried to kill him. Here's the live reporting from the BBC on the day of the shooting.
Well, the latest we've got is a full statement now from the Secret Service, and that has confirmed a number of the details we've been reporting on BBC News for the last couple of hours. They say there was a shooter who was on an elevated position.
Notice the unobstructed view of the Secret Service.
Outside the farm show ground where the rally was taking place. That tallies with what our eyewitnesses have been telling us.
And here is that eyewitness. Just listen to what he says.
We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what?
But this wasn't the only report of a shooter. There were several other reports made to law enforcement who, again, did nothing.
I was up at the fence line, saw the guy move from roof to roof, told an officer that he was on the roof. The officer come looking, I went back to where I was standing, heard that there was somebody that could see the person, so I went back to where they were standing, saw the person, went back and told the officer again that if he goes back to that particular spot, he can see the person, figuring that he would go in radio. And when I turned around to go back to where I was is when the gunshots started, and then it was just chaos.
So let's put this all together. The rally is in the countryside. There's only 3 other buildings in the area where a shooter could position himself, and the Secret Service hasn't cleared any of them. Not only that, and I shit you not, they were also located on top of a water tower, giving them miles of visibility. But it gets much, much worse. The crowd saw the shooter and started yelling out loud to do something.
He's got a gun!
But the most unbelievable thing that happens that day is this. The Secret Service have the shooter in their sight. They do nothing. Instead, they wait for the shooter to pull the trigger. And then they immediately silence him. These aren't coincidences. DEI didn't cause this to happen. This wasn't a disgruntled voter. This wasn't the Russians. This was an inside job. Full stop. The Secret Service spotted the shooter 42 seconds before acting. They waited for the shooter to fire and then silenced him. Russia Gate didn't work. Impeachment didn't work. Social media bans didn't work. Legal prosecutions didn't work. Then Trump trounced Biden in the debates, and 2 weeks later, shots are being fired that almost end his life. Powerful people have been saying this was coming, and now it's happened. So prepare yourself for the worst. This is just the beginning, not the end.